my name is Jaehoon and I'm going to read Dragon Master's Rise of the Earth Dragon. There is 2 parts. So in this video, I will be reading. There are 16 chapters and I'm going to read about 8 chapters. Then the other 8 chapters I'm going to read. Okay. To the castle. Drake. He's Drake. Drake didn't see the king's soldier coming. He was busy digging in the onion patch. He pulled out a fat white onion. A worm crawled on it. Drake didn't mind the worm. He was the son of a farmer. His family had been growing onions in the kingdom of Draken forever. He could spend his life digging up onions whenever he wanted to or not. Drake picked up the worm. "Hello, little guy," he said. Then he put the worm back in the dirt. "Oh, there's a horse coming. There's a horse coming." "Are you Drake?" a loud voice asked him behind him. Drake jumped and turned around. One of the king's soldiers rode up on a black horse. He had a yellow beard. His shirt had a gold dragon stone on it, the symbol of King Roland the Bold. "Yes, I'm Drake," Drake said, his voice shaking. Soldiers never came to the fields, not unless Farmer was in trouble. The soldier rode up to Drake. He reached down and pulled him onto his horse. "Hey, what are you doing?" Drake yelled. The soldier didn't answer. Drake's mother ran out of their hut. "Wait, why are you taking my boy?" she yelled. "To King Roland," the soldier said. Drake's heart jumped a little. He had always wanted to meet the king. "But he's only 8, his mother yelled. She marched up to the horse. "The king has chosen him," the soldier said. "Chosen me for what?" Drake wondered. He knew better than to ask the soldier questions. Peasants like Drake weren't allowed to speak unless spoken to. "The king will take good care of him, the soldier said. He spurred on the horse and sped off. "Drake, do as the king says, his mother called out. Drake has never been on a horse before. He held on tight. Drake's heart pumped faster as they raced through the village. They raced over the stone bridge. Finally, they stopped in front of King Roland's castle. The soldier helped Drake climb down from the horse. He opened the castle door and gave Drake a shove. They passed paintings and statues and people in fancy clothes. The soldier stomped behind Drake as they walked through the halls. Drake wanted to look at everything, but the soldier gave him a push whenever he slowed down. Then they came to some stairs. They walked down, down, down. The soldier stopped at the door. "Where are we going?" Drake finally asked. "We are not going anywhere," the soldier said. "Good luck." Then he ran back up the stairs. "Hey, what do you mean?" Drake yelled. But he was all alone. Drake looked at the big stone door. He felt afraid, but more than that, he was curious. He pushed it and it opened and saw the face of a giant red dragon. Drake blinked. He didn't believe his eyes. Then whoosh, the dragon shot a huge fireball from his mouth. Chapter 2. The Dragon Stone. Drake dove away from the door, the fireball just missing. "Vulcan! Stand down!" he heard someone yell. Drake stood up. A red-haired girl was standing in the doorway. "No more fireballs!" she yelled at the dragon. He had shiny red scales and a long, thick tail. 2 big wings grew out of his back. Dragons aren't real, thought Drake. But Drake could see the dragon. He had felt the heat from the fireball. A tall man walked past the girl. He had a long white beard. He wore a pointy hat and a dark green robe. "Welcome, Drake," the man said. "I am Griffin, the king's wizard." Did he say wizard? Drake had so many questions. "Is that a dragon?" he asked. "He's not just a dragon," said the girl. "He's my dragon. Vulcan is the best dragon in the kingdom." "Drake, meet Rory," Griffin said. "Rory, please take Vulcan away. Tell the others I will be there shortly." "Others?" Drake thought. The girl sighed. "Fine, let's go, Vulcan." She led the dragon away. Then the wizard led Drake down a dark hall. "Why am I here, sir?" Drake asked. Griffin didn't answer. He stopped in front of a door. Griffin pointed at his big brass lock. Sparks flew from his finger. The lock opened. Drake's eyes grew wide. "Wizard magic," he thought. He followed Griffin into a room piled high with strange things. He saw bottles filled with colorful waters and powders. Griffin picked up a wooden box. The box was carved with pictures of dragons. "This is why you are here," he said, opening the box. Drake peered inside. A green stone as big as his head glittered in the light. Wow. "This dragon stone told me you have the heart of the dragon," said the wizard. He tapped Drake's chest. It? Drake asked. His eyes got big. "Yes, and those with the heart of the dragon become dragon masters for King Roland," Griffin said. Drake had heard stories about the magical dragon stone, but he had never believed they were real. Now all his questions came spilling out. "How does the dragon stone know I have the heart of the dragon? And how did you find me? And what's a dragon master? And why does King Roland want dragon masters?" "The stone is old and mysterious," Griffin said. "Even I do not fully understand its magic. A dragon master is able to connect with dragons. As for the king, he is very fond of dragons, but he cannot control them." "So Vulcan isn't the only dragon?" Drake asked. The wizard grinned. "No, he is not." He handed Drake a green stone on a gold chain. "This is a piece of the dragon stone," he said. "It will help you connect with your dragon." Drake's heart jumped. "My dragon? I get a dragon?" he thought. He slipped the stone into his pocket. Be careful, Drake, the wizard warned. Dragons are dangerous. And even the dragonstone can't protect you from their powers. What powers? The wizard led him away with another world. More dragons. Drake's mind was spinning as he felt the wizard's workshop. He followed Griffin to a big underground room. There were no windows. Torches hung on the walls. Drake saw Rory and Vulcan. He also saw 2 more kids and 2 more dragons. Drake, this is Bo, Griffin said, pointing to a boy with black hair and his dragon shoe. Bo was patting his dragon's tail. This dragon had shiny blue scales, but no wings. Hi, Drake said. Nice to meet you, Drake, the boy said politely. Griffin led Drake over to a girl with long black hair. Her dragon had white scales. A yellow band of scales circled the dragon's neck. The tips of its wings were yellow too. This is Anna and her dragon, Capri, Griffin said. Drake nodded. Hi, he said. We could use somebody new around here, Anna said with a grin. You have to meet the other dragon masters and their dragons. It is time for you to meet your dragon. Drake's heart pounded. My family will never believe this, he thought. Just this morning I was digging onions. Now I have ridden a horse. I've met a wizard. I've seen the dragonstone, and I'm going to have my very own dragon? Wow. That is kind of amazing if I was Drake. He and the other dragon masters followed Griffin down another dark hallway. The dragons sleep in caves when they're not training, Bo explained as they walked. Vulcan Cave is the biggest, bragged Rory. Yeah, she is sometimes kind, sometimes mean. Griffin stopped in front of a small cave. Wood bars covered the cave. Drake, meet your dragon, the wizard said. Worm. Drake peered inside the dark cave. A dragon sat inside. Well, this creature kind of looks like a dragon, Drake thought. The dragon had brown scales and weren't shiny. He had 2 tiny wings. He had big green eyes and little ears. And he didn't have legs. He looked like a big snake, or I guess a worm. The only dragon-like thing about him seemed to be his long snout. Drake stepped up to the wood bars. Hi, dragon, I'm Drake. The dragon didn't move. Put on the stone, Griffin said. Drake slipped the green snow around his neck. He felt a tiny feeling all over his body. Right away, the dragon lifted his head. He stared at Drake with his big green eyes. Drake felt a strange chill. Griffin stepped forward. You must name your dragon. Rory piped up. Good luck naming him. He looks boring. How about Noodlehead? Anna asked with a giggle. Bo shook his head. No, this dragon needs a good name. Drake looked carefully at the dragon. He looked at its long brown body. If it was me, I would make me snake, maybe. Worm, he said. His name is Worm. That is a good name for a nurse dragon, said Griffin, opening the gate. Now, Drake, ask Worm to follow you. Okay, Drake said. Worm, please follow me. Worm crawled forward. Good work, said the wizard. Keep it up, Drake. Come on, Drake said, starting to walk down the hallway. Worm crawled after him. He really is like a big, ugly worm, Rory said. Rory, be nice, said Anna. Drake didn't say anything. Worm looks like a big worm. Where are we going? He asked. To the training room, Griffin replied. Yeah, said Rory. We'll see what you and your dragon are made of. Drake felt nervous. He touched his dragon stone. How am I supposed to train a dragon? He thought. What if I fail? What if I'm not a dragon master after all? Do something. The training room was one big open space. Shields and long poles hung from the walls. Buckets held water and sand. And at one end of the room was a round target. Straw stuffing poked out from the sides. Griffin pointed at the target. Sparks flew from his finger and a red bullseye showed up the target. It's time for target practice, the wizard said. Me first, Rover called out. Vulcan, come! The red dragon stomped forward. Vulcan, fire! Rover yelled. The dragon's orange eyes glowed. Then the two streams of fire shot from his nose. The streams twisted together. The fire hit the bullseye. Perfect! Rory cheered. Then the straw burst into flames. Drake jumped back. Good aim, said Griffin. Bo, can you help put the fire out? Yes, said Bo. He looked at the dragon. Shoo, he said simply. He didn't yell like Rory. Shoo swiftly crossed the room. Did her feet even touch the ground? Wondered Drake. Water, please, Shoo, Bo said. A stream of water sprayed out of the blue dragon's mouth. The wizard hissed. Water droplets danced in the air, lit up by the torches. He hit the bullseye too. Capri, rainbow time! Anna cried. Capri glided across the room. Drake thought her white scales looked like jewels. A soft beam of light came out of Capri's mouth. It grew wider and wider. When it hit the water droplets, it made a rainbow. Wow, Drake said. Isn't she amazing? Asked Bo. Anna smiled. Rory put her hand on her lips. Now let's see what Worm can do. Drake felt nervous. He looked at Worm. Worm, are you ready? Drake asked. Worm stared back at him. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you the secret until Griffin tells me to. I guess that means yes, thought Drake. Okay, more fire. Drake jumped back in case fire came out of Worm's mouth. But Worm just lay there. Not all dragons can shoot fire. Drake nodded. Right, Okay, Worm, water. But Worm didn't shoot water. Ha! laughed Rory. I knew it. Worm can't do anything. Drake's cheeks grew hot with anger. He's just warming up, he said. Come on, Worm. Shout light out of your mouth. Still nothing. You call that a dragon? Rory said. Please, Worm, Drake whispered to his dragon. Do something. Worm just blinked. Do not worry, Drake. Getting to know your dragon takes time. Griffin said, target practice is over for today. Let's go eat. Bo grabbed Drake's elbow. I hope you're hungry, Drake. The Dragon Masters get as much food as they want, said Bo. Drake was hungry too. This news made him feel a little better, but he had failed the training. How can I be a Dragon Master if my dragon won't do anything I asked it to do? He thought. I'm only an onion farmer. I don't belong here. Maybe. The answer to that is nope. No. There was so much food on the dining room table. Roast chicken, potatoes, carrots, bread, cheese. It was more food than Drake had ever seen in his life. Pass the potatoes, please, Drake said. Griffin pointed to the plate of potatoes. Sparks flew from his finger. A plate floated over to Drake. No. Wow, that's amazing. He forgot all about wanting to go home. He stabbed a potato from his fork. Is every supper like this? Drake asked Bo. Bo nodded yes. There is always a great deal of good food, he said. But sometimes I miss my mother's soup. Is your home kingdom far away? Drake asked. Very far, said Bo. I came from the east, the kingdom of Emperor Song. And I came from the south, added Anna. It is warm there, not cold and damp like it is here. Well, I am proud to be from this kingdom, Rory said. My father is a blacksmith. He makes the best horseshoes in our village. Drake missed home. He turned to Griffin. Is there a way I can let my family know I'm okay? The wizard nodded. You might send them a note. He waved to one of the servants. Please bring this boy paper and a quill. A servant gave Drake a paper, a small pot of ink, and a feather. Drake's cheek turned red. Rory, what? Rory asked. Haven't you seen paper before? Drake looked down at his plate. I worked in the fields at home, he said. I never went to school. I know how to read, but we never had paper or quills, so I don't know how to write. Rory started to say something, but Griffin gave her a hard look. Bo picked up the quilt. I will write the note for you. He's a kind boy, he said. Thanks, Drake said. Then he told Bo what to write. I am safe, so please do not worry. Everything is new and exciting. The king is keeping me well fed. My new friend Bo helped me write this letter. Love, Drake. Drake did not say anything about dragons. He thought that might scare his mother. The servant took the note away. Drake yawned. So where do we sleep? We have rooms in the tower, Drake both said. You will be in my room, Drake smiled. Good. At least he had one new friend here. Suddenly, a soldier stomped into the room. All right for King Roland the Bold, he said. A strange dream. The Dragon Master jumped to their feet. King Roland slipped into the room. He was a big man with red hair and a bushy beard. He walked right up to Drake. Drake was so nervous he was shaking. This is my new Dragon Master, he said. Yes, Your Highness, said Griffin. The king frowned. He's scorning me. Drake felt like sinking into the floor. The king turned to Griffin. Explain this to me, wizard. My strongest men cannot control dragons. This is it. Why is it that these children can? It is the way of the Dragonstone, Griffin said. It is a mystery, even to me. Snorted the king. Very well. Then I shall leave my army in your hands. Army? Drake wondered. King Roland looked down at Drake again. Do not let me down, boy, he said. Then he and the soldier left. Everyone sat back down. The king's words scared Drake. What will happen if I do let him down? Drake wondered. He had a feeling it wouldn't be good. So both took Drake to their room. There was a bed and a wooden chest for each of them. There was also a deck for them to share. A jug of water sat on a table. This is your bed, both said, pointing. Drake climbed into bed. The moon shone through a small window. Drake looked over at Bo. He was already sleeping peacefully. Drake soon drifted off to sleep too. All of a sudden he was in a dark cave. The air in the cave felt warm. It smelled like the deep, rich dirt where the onions grow. Green eyes glowed in the darkness. Worm was in the cave, and behind him were other dragons. They all had the same brown scales and green eyes. Boom! A loud explosion shook the cave. Smoke filled the air. Worm let out a cry. The dragon slithered across the cave floor, looking for a way out. Drake woke up in his bed, dripping sweat. That was some nightmare, he thought. It felt so real. Flying practice. After breakfast the next morning, Drake went back underground with Griffin and the other Dragon Masters. Why do we train all the way down here? Drake asked as they walked. Don't you roll? Rory said. We're a secret. No one knows the dragons are here. No one knows Dragonstone is real, and no one knows about us. Drake looked at the wizard. It is true, Griffin said. The king does not want others to know about the dragons. Because he is building a dragon army? Drake asked. That is the king's business, not ours, said Griffin. He opened the door to the hallway of dragon caves. collect your dragons. We are going outside today." "Hooray!" yelled Anna, Rory, and Bo. "But won't someone see us if we go outside?" asked Drake. "No, we'll be hidden in the Valley of Clouds," said Anna. "Hurry, go get Worm." Drake ran through the winding hallway to Worm's cave. Worm raised his head and looked at him. It reminded Drake of his nightmare. He shivered. Come on, Worm. We are going outside," Drake said as he opened the gate. Worm crawled out of his cave. Griffin led them all down a dark tunnel. The tunnel opened up into a bright field of grass. Tall hills rose up on all sides. "The sun!" cheered Anna. She twirled around. Drake looked up at the sun and smiled. "So what do we do out here?" he asked. Anna grinned. "We fly," she said. She patted Capri on the head. "Show him, girl." Capri raised her long neck and flew straight up. She looped and swirled in the air. Drake watched her, shading his eyes from the sun. He had never seen anything like it. "Wait till you see Vulcan fly," Rory said. "Vulcan, circle!" Vulcan flapped his wings, big red wings. He flew up into the sky and circled the field. "Wow," Drake said. He looked over at Bo. "Your dragon doesn't have wings, but can she fly too?" He asked. Bo nodded. "She does not have wings." "Need wings," he said. "Shoo, please fly." Shoo floated off the grass. Drake quickly tucked his dragonstone inside his shirt. Then he went back to watching the other dragons fly across the sky. Okay, so I'll be on part 2.